Lola! Lola's gone absolutely. She's legged it up, everybody. No word of a lie. Lola! Am I on?
Evening, boys. Thought I'd just chuck a quick extra stream on this lovely Sunday evening. Got the missus in the background feeding stray cats, watching ours run down the street.
She's back.
Just sent the kids to the park for the first time by themselves. So just thought I'd squeeze it in for half an hour. So here we go. Fixtures up on screen: Blitz, Wanganui, Bushrats, Aborigines, Hobart, Warriors, Townsville, AFC, Tooterville Vikings, Unicorns, Dragons, and Vanuatu, Rapa Nui. So we'll just dive straight into it, and it's going to take us to Bushrats, Aborigines. I'm sure they're both here. Dazzler's set his team up already, and this is how it is. Just double check your submissions as I'm going to bring them up, because I've just thrown them together real quick. And if Steve's about, there's one question I've sent back to you for your team, because it's you've picked a player that's injured or something like that. So last time out, we've got no changes. 0-0 with AFC, but a decent season so far for the Aborigines. And Bushrats line up like this, just Brandon Scally, who is suspended. So Aborigines Bushrats to kick off this Sunday early evening stream before KD goes live with game week 20 in a little bit. 38 minutes in, no real clear-cut chances yet. Heading towards half-time. Dilson with a chance against his former club. Dede as well. Aborigines pushing just before the break. So Madeira with a chance. And we get to half-time. 0-0. 5 attempts, Bushrats. Aborigines just 2-1 on target. Look like they come into it a little bit more towards the end. A few fives in there for Aborigines. Egeog, West, Liam Pure. Dede doing a decent job on the left. He's been pretty good this season, I believe. Now 7.89 average is pretty good for a wing back. Over at the Bushrats, Zambrotta doing well as well. Out on the left hand side for them, Ashley Live and Charlie Chaos doing a decent job at DMC. Roll from Daz, I assume we'll probably get the same from Spud. And yep, we will go to 60 minutes. And we get to 57-58. We'll click it there just in case. Not a great deal happened since the break. Just one chance for Daz's boys. So over at the Bushrats, no real change. Charlie Chaos up to a 9. Bartes on and up to an 8. Over at Aborigines, some of them 5s have turned to 6s, with the exception of Liam Pugh, who's not made a single tackle out of 8 attempts. We'll just see what the boys want to do. That's an off for Tony. Swapping with Sariola. And that's all magic. Thank you. Over to Dazzler. Might see Romashenko for Liam Pure here, maybe Defoe 1 and 2 up. We'll see both of those things happen. Defoe for Rui Costa. 2 up. Liam Pure for Romashenko. Drop a Dilson to MC. Like that. Any arrows? Give us a quick nudge. Arrow, okay, him and Denilson. Arrows on him and Denilson. Magic. Right, let's run it through. See if we can get a winner. Aborigines pushing. Bushrats as well. Pretty even game so far. Not the most exciting. Smith with a chance, been exceptional this season for Bushrats. Into the last 10 minutes. 5 to play. Plenty of text, but no real clear-cut chances. Well, looks like we're in for a 0-0. Charlie Chaos takes a late booking. and we get to full time. 0-0. Bush Rats 9 attempts, 6 on target. Aborigines 7 and 5. Dede picks up a 9, 8 for Frey and Zanetta. Man of the match goes Sammy Hoopier for a 10, 14 tackles, 10. 1, 8 of them key. Plenty of 8s and 9s in there. Decent game. 2 decent sides at the top of the league. Points apiece. Next up, we've got Hodges Townsville, who's not submitted. So I'm going to have to make some changes for him. Apologies, Hodgie. Do that. 4-way out, the court in. And that's it. Got the girls playing in the background. So if you can hear a bit of noise, then, well, I won't apologise, but that's what it is. And they are up against AFC, and this is how Rocks lines up tonight. Juan Gomez injured, so Velas continues. Fly this one through. If either manager, we've got a ghost game. So we're going to go to Dragons Unicorn. Duggan lines up like this. Imaz in for Zidane. Black's in for Kewell, and Arjo in for the suspended Stam. And as is from Unicorns, who line up like that. Don't think Smuts is about. We'll kick this one off. Unicorns first, Dragons. Girls raiding the ice creams in the freezer. All right, girls?
Yeah.
Early pressure from Dragons, but it's Clive who opens the score. And you're saying hi.
Hello.
Aymar picks up an injury, so you would expect to see Zidane. Come on now. We'll just wait for Duggan to confirm.
That's good. We don't get on the air.
And it is Zizou comes on. And we'll run this to half time, barring any more injuries or red cards. Chance for back for the Dragons. Dragons are pushing more. Caffey with a big chance there. Only feels like Unicorns have had one chance in this first half, but it's Clivert who's opened the scoring. The stats tell a completely different story. Unicorns 5 attempts, 5 on target, just 3 and 2 for the Dragons. Quick look at Unicorns before we go across. Elefropoulos, Wes Brown, and Clivert on 8. No assist for the goal. Over at the Dragons, Jeremy's as expected up on an 8. Kewell, the only real option for Duggan left on the bench. Maybe a little reshuffle in terms of shape.
You usually have a good day.
Kewell for back and roll it. So we'll go to 60. Oh, and it's flown to 60 already with nothing happening. No change in the stats, just see if Duggan wants to do any little shifty for the kitchen sink and all that to try and get back into this. Crazy how tight the top is of the table. 2nd to 8th, separated by about 3 points. Absolutely anybody's for those top 2 places. And plenty still involved for the top 6 race. Henry and a 2 up top. Kewell alone AMC. And 2 Street Nichols forward. Magic. Perfect. Right, let's run it on, see if Dragons can blow back into it. And it's Zidane, but it's been disallowed. Unlucky for the Dragons. Penalty turned down, and it is Dragon 10th goal of the season for Henry. That man comes clutch. Zidane has turned it round. 2 goals in 3 minutes for the Dragons, and they've really come good this second half, and it's 3-1 now. And it is full time. Unicorns 1, Dragons 3. Probably deserved. It was all Dragons second half. Yep, 6 attempts, 5 on target, 7 and 5 for the Dragons. Man of the match goes to Cafu, 2 assists and a 10. On the right, Henry with a brace. Kewell did well from the bench, as did Zidane, with a goal and assist between them over at Unicorns. A 5 for the keeper and Echeverria. Paddy Clivert did a decent job with a goal. But yeah, Dragons deserve winners on the balance of it. Next up, we've got Tutovua versus the Vikings, who line up like this. Vieira's back into the side, and Tutovua, who line up like this. Overmars is back in on the left. Okoronkwo back in at centre back. Tutovua versus the Vikings. Manuel Neuer throwing in a 5 for the German side, doing his best CMO 1 or 2 impression. .20 in, pretty level game so far. Eto'o involved a bit. Plenty of text without any goals in the first 30 minutes. Roy Keane into the book. And it is Raul who opens the scoring for Tutovua. Vikings, one of those sides right in the playoff mix. Chasing down, stay at the top of the table. We get to half time. Tutovua 1-0 up and pretty dominant. Just the 2 attempts for the Dragons, 1 on target. Gattuso 1 of 5, plenty of 6s in there. Toldo doing a good job in goal. Assist from Okoronkwo back into the side. Yeah, plenty of decent ratings in there. Raul on a 9, Kaluzhny on an 8. Wouldn't expect them to do anything. Let's have a quick look. Roll to 60. Have a quick look at the Vikings' form. A draw, defeat. 2 points in the last 12. Yeah, hit and miss a little bit before that. They have tailed off plenty over the last 6 or 7 games. Roll to 60, which we will do. And it's 2-0. Crespo. Oh, flags up, disallowed. It's going to stay at 1-0. Tutovua definitely on top here. Another chance there, and we'll get to 60. Nesta into the book. 7 attempts for Tutovua, just still the 3 for Vikings. Feels harsh that Jens is not here, and he usually is, but loads of 5s and 6s in there for him. Although I'm not going to make any changes. Now they're far off the playoffs. Just have a quick look at the stats for Liam and Maida. Tutovua are currently with 3 points, still 9 points from the playoffs, so probably a little bit too much to ask with 7 games to play, to be honest. And a roll from Liam Magic. And it's a second yellow for Nesta. I'm gonna take off Gattuso's having a stinker. I'm gonna put on Tudor and drop him back. Liam, do you want to do anything in response to that? I assume you'll just roll it, but we'll just wait a second. All good, Magic. So can Tutovua hold on? Oh, Jesus Christ. Jens is going to be fuming that we've put a show on without him. He's had 2 men sent off. But that's where we're at. Unfortunately, fucking hell. I'm going to do this. And that's the best I can offer. Jens, if you watch it back, I apologise, but that's where we're at. The masses demanded this show, and we do what the masses want. into the last few seconds. And it is Eto on 90 minutes who makes it 2-0. Really good performance from Tutura against 9 men. Professional job, 12 attempts, 8 on target. Man of the match from Overmars back into the side with an assist. Plenty of 8s and 9s in there. Nobody below a 7. Yeah, bit of a shit show from the Vikings. Unfortunately, an 8 for Toldo, but 5s and 6s for the rest. Next up, we've got Rapa Nui versus Vanuatu. Rob lines up like this. Del Vecchio moves up to make a 3 up front. And for Steve, are you about, Steve? Because you said to do some unclicking and clicking, but that didn't account for, I think, Emerson being injured. So just confirm. You said you wanted Totti at AMC. Joe Cole at MC and Vordenkov at left mid, but then you've got, I don't know who was in. Let's have a look at the last match. What it might mean is Emerson. So top is Joe Cole's moved over there. Vordenkov. Ronaldinho and Emerson are both out, and you've only brought Vordenkov in, so you need to fill this gap at MC. I assume you want Cole in that central position with the arrow. But who do you want there? I'm going to give you 30 seconds. If not, I'm going to have to just make a decision. Let me just make sure he's not sent me a message. If not, it's going to be Ado. And I'm going to put Lusnov on the bench. So Ado comes into MC. That's what we're going to do, Steve. We'll get this one kicked off. I mean, he was replying just before we started, so he knows we're going live. Thanks, Tato. Makes me feel a little bit better. And it is Gallardo who's been fantastic on the right-hand side for Vanuatu. Opens the scoring for the league leaders. Oh, Steve's just sent me a message. As Del Vecchio has leveled up just before half-time. Steve says he's on his way, so we will wait for him at half-time. 5 attempts, 1 on target for Vanuatu. 4 on 4 for Rapa Nui. We've done well to get back into it. Del Vecchio up front, assist coming from Salas. Over at Vanuatu, assist from Veron, goal for Gallardo. Decent performance. Steve, that's where you're at half-time, mate. Give us a shout if there's anything you want to do. Magic roll from both, straight to 60. Um, 5 on 1, 4 on 4, still no real change. And Elko on a 6, everybody else on 7s and 8s for Steve. Over at Rob, few 6s in there. Rob's going to roll it, ready for the redraft, I think, over at Rapa Nui. Although I don't think they're that far away. Can't could nick a couple of points here, win this, it'll put them 5 points outside the playoffs. Not a terrible place to be. Just see if Steve wants to do anything. Anything you want to do, Steve? And for Nick. Magic. Right, let's get this one done. Maybe 3 games to go after this. 2 or 3, I think. And it is Ebi-San from the bench, puts Vanuatu 2-1 up. It's probably looking like they're going to extend the lead at the top tonight. And almost guaranteeing a top 2 place as Joe Cole wraps it up on 80 minutes, 3-1 to Vanuatu. And we get full time. Vanuatu, 11 attempts, 5 on target. Veron man of the match with an assist. Goals from Gallardo, Joe Cole, and Ebi-San. Hello, Dimble. 6s and 7s with the exception of Lasisi. Goal from Del Vecchio, assist from Salas. But yeah, I'll see you at 9, Robert. Next, we've got the Warriors against Hobart. Big game in the playoff race. I'm pretty sure we rolled from last time out. We've still got Nhajchik out, which meant a little bit of a reshuffle in midfield. And KD is usually kicking around, so I will just make sure he is here. Chadwick's in, Van Bommel's back in. We've got Van Bommel on an orange injury, Simkoviak and DiBiagio suspended. Thomas is suspended, sorry. We'll kick this one off. I don't know what the stats actually say, but I feel like I don't have a great record against KD, so away from home, especially. Tristan with a chance, Banzia, good stuff, I admit. 13 minutes in, chance for Zeriberto there. Another chance for Warriors, pushing for an opener. David has been good since he came in from Dragons, but it is Carlos Jacks, of course it is, with his 10th of the season that puts Hobart 1-0 up. And we get to half-time, 1-0. 3 attempts, 1 on target for both sides. Carlos Jacks assisted by Gus Lopez, who I feel like has done a decent job for Dan out on the left. DiBiagio doing a decent job as well over at the Warriors. It's pretty shit. Deriberto and Mendy are both struggling out wide. What are we going to do then? I feel like we're going to try something a little bit funky. I'll just do Dan's first. Franke for Roberts. And then we are going to go like this. Roberto for Welsh. Mendia is going to drop in there. Welsh is going to drop in there. And we'll do Petit for Kutuzov. And we'll try narrow for the second half because the wingers are getting no joy whatsoever. Could go tits up, but why not try it? "60 minutes up on the clock. No better from Mendieta. We're going to put Ronaldo on and we're going to shuffle. See if Dan wants to do anything. Would expect not. play on, Magic. Right, last 60 minutes. Last 30 minutes, apologies. A couple of chances for Warriors there. And it is Ronaldo from the bench. First goal for the Warriors gets us level with 15 minutes to play. It feels like the Narrows doing okay. 15 minutes left. Duggan wanted a draw. It's heading that way at the minute, but is there any late drama? 10 minutes to play, and it's a penalty. Rustico booked. Kivu converts. First goal of the season for him. And Hobart back in front, and it is a 2-1 win for Hobart late on. Probably not deserved. Warriors much better in the second half with the Narrow. Anderson picks up man of the match. Assist from Franca from the bench, winning the penalty. Over at the Warriors, all the subs did well. Welsh come on and got an assist. A couple of players out wide really struggled. Apart from that, not a bad performance, but unlucky. Kivu with a late penalty. And then we've got Wanganui versus the Blitz. Not sure if Savage is about. Yeah, good game, damn well played, mate. And Dimble lines up like this. Nicky Franco back in. Stanic on the bench. And it's Montella opens the scoring for Blitz. Just about half time. Blitz looking pretty comfortable as we get to half time. Just the 2 attempts from them, 2 on target, 3 and 1 for Wanganui. But again, another side with plenty of 5s in there. Zadok on the left side, Janet Cheddar over at Blitz. Montella with the goal, Giggs with another assist. Second assist in 2.5 games for him. Wouldn't expect anything from Dimble. I'm pretty sure Savage is not with us. Magic as is. A couple of chances for Wanganui there, but we get to 60 at 1-0. Hussein, Tonetto and Campbell down on 6s, but everybody else doing a decent job for the Blitz. Still a similar story from Wanganui, 5s and 6s for the majority, and Sadov down on a 4. Where's he even playing? Centre midfield. Inzaghi for Hussein. Magic will run this one through. 15 minutes to play. Into the last 5 or 10 minutes. Chance for Wanganui off the bar, I think that said. Blitz looking like they're going to hold on for a 1-0 win. But oh my goodness, Samba with the last kick of the game has level for Wanganui. That is a kick in the teeth for the Blitz. On the balance of it, probably a fair result. 4 attempts for Blitz, 7 for Wanganui, 3 on target apiece. Giggs gets a 10 man of the match with us an assist. Montella with a goal. Samba with the goal assisted by Semak. Not the best performance. 2 4s in there and a 5 for his midfield players, but they've snatched a point. And this brings us to the last game, Townsville versus AFC. Just going to run this one through because neither manager are with us. And then I'll quickly fly across to the next game week, try and set up quickly as I can and upload it. And any submissions that we can't do live, Dan, might just be worth doing live when we go later on, or just make the changes that you need if anybody doesn't turn up. Morientes opens the scoring for Townsville. Steve Wright buzzing for another show as we head towards the season finale and a redraft. And it is Paragon, 5th goal of the season, levels up for AFC. Morientes and Hodgie is a crazy match made in heaven. Yeah, they are. Indeed. Yeah, Morientes on 8, 6 and 7 for everyone else. Andre on an 8 for AFC, which is pretty standard. You're fuming about a redrafted team as class. Well, we've had 4 seasons of it, Steve. To be fair, like it's not like we've sacked it off after a season or 2. It's won 4 seasons. It's done as a good job. I just think, and I think the majority feel a little freshen up will be exciting. Full time is 1 apiece, Townsville and AFC, 8 attempts apiece. Morientes and Taibbi doing well for Townsville. Michelini, Petkov, and Andre for AFC. Right, I'll quickly fly this through. Just save that. I'm just going to drop it on mute for a second. Quick scan of the table, absolutely, my friend. This is how we're looking. Vanuatu on 46 points ahead of Hobart on 34. And then we've got Aborigines 32, Warriors, Dragons, Blitz, and Bushrats all on 31. Vikings back on 28. And that's probably where you can draw the line fixtures for later on. Aborigines, Vanuatu, a big game. AFC, Bushrats, Rapa Nui, Hobart, Dragons, Blitz, Vikings, Townsville, Warriors, Unicorns, Wanganui, Tutavua. So boys, if you want to start dropping your submissions into either the chat or the into your group, then fine. Do that. Make it easier when we get there. And then I'm not going to do a pack because I haven't really got time, and we will I'll just send some screenshots if I have to, or Dan can do it live. Yeah, I've seen yours, Doug Magic. Thanks, mate. I do them now. So starting with Duggan. Let's have a look what we've got. Move it on right up top in it too. Cure for back, Lon MC, Arrow. Cure for back. Zizu in for Imar. Giraffe for a spot on the bench. So Dan Arrow to be a little diag straight ahead. To be a little one straight ahead rather than a diag. No problem. That is done. Over at Warriors. The high chick is back, which means we can just do a reshuffle in midfield. Say this. Move my fucking centre mids. It's Edgar Davids. You. And then we'll go Ronaldo, Tristan, Shevchenko, Del Piero, Leach and Sue can get a run out. Tato, what are you saying, boy? You've got Scully for Brano. You need a right mid, mate. You've got an injury. I assume it'll be Balashov and Swashikovsky, but you can confirm while I go across to Daz and confirm that he can roll. Anybody else still kicking around? Dimble. There you go, mate. Fully fit squad. Everybody available. Yakubu to right mid. Okay. Kubu to right mid. Balashov back on the bench. Okay. Duggan. Stand back for Argel. Dimble. Kovalchuk for Neto. Duggan as sub 2. Magic. Anybody else kicking around? Right, I'll get this uploaded, boys. Send some screenshots out if need be, and go from there. And see you all at 9 o'clock. Thanks very much for that. Appreciate it. See you in a bit. Bye.